Alright, so I got my hands on Cult of Lamb, a total indie surprise from Devolver Digital. And I must say, Devolver Digital, they publish a lot of excellent games. And this is definitely one of them. Cult of the Lamb is this blend of, let's say, a Tim Burton movie with Stardew Valley mixed with a game where you have a bunch of followers and people to take care of. That's right, this is the most random mix-up of genres that I've seen in a game, but it works masterfully. The game starts off with that Tim Burton feel and this very dark undertone where you're this lamb that's about to be sacrificed, the last of your kind. But just as you're about to get the axe, well, you get teleported by the one who waits. And from here you're granted the Red Crown, a tool used to seek vengeance on the creatures that not only were going to seek your death, but actually the death of the one who waits. So you essentially get teleported back to right where you came from. This blows the 4 overlords away as they are certain that they saw you die from the axe. But then they realize that you have the Red Crown and understand what is happening. So that's how the game kind of starts off. You carve your own path through this. So once you've escaped the 4 overlords, this is kind of where the game starts to show you some of the mechanics. One of the mechanics being converting followers to your cult. As you progress through the game, there are many followers that you may or may not encounter. That depends on your choice. And with these followers, they give you resources. And now you might be asking, well, what are these resources used for? Well, this is where the Stardew Valley aspect comes in, because you have an entire area and base to build upon. It starts off very light with next to nothing to be able to build, but as you progress through the story, you unlock new blueprints, and believe me, there are a ton of stuff to unlock in this game. Now with these followers, you have to make sure that they're happy. You have to feed them, you have to make sure they have beds, you have to make sure you clean up after them. Because if you don't, they will dissent you. That's right, they'll start spreading rumors that you're a bad leader, and this is not good for your cult. And what I find interesting is that you can deal with these dissenters in many different ways. But that just gives you a basic summary of the base building side of things. Now if we're actually going to get into the gameplay, well, there's a whole ton of extra layers here. It's not like your standard RPG where you just kill enemies and receive souls and level up your character. There are many which ways to level up your character or your followers and just boost your overall base and self. As you progress, you unlock commandment stones, giving you new doctrines to teach to your followers. You can teach sermons each and every day that gives you a form of experience, worship. This gives you also new ways to upgrade your base or your character. And without getting into every single layer of this game, because as you play it, they slowly kind of trickle feed all of this to you. And not in a way where you feel like it's too slow, because ultimately you can rip through this really fast and build your character base without feeling like your hand was held too much. There are multiple difficulty settings, very easy all the way to very hard, so you can really adjust the difficulty to your playstyle. I played on medium, so all the gameplay you're seeing is for medium gameplay, and it's a pretty comfortable spot in my opinion. On those harder difficulties, I guarantee you have to be almost perfect, or else those hits will be that much more devastating. Now, as you're actually progressing through the maps, it's kind of broken up into subsections. Each subsection has a sort of resource or a weapon or a random encounter that you can play through. And each time you load into these, it's completely different, and you can just keep regrinding these areas to learn new blueprints and other skins for your followers and just a ton of other stuff. And on top of this dodging and attacking combat loop, there's also mini games like fishing, or even while you're cooking, there's a little mini game that you get to play. And you have this rat follower that's kind of guiding you along your path. You have a dice style game that you can play with him and earn extra coins. And as I mentioned earlier, they really just pace everything perfectly in this game. And I think that's about it, guys. I mean, I gotta wrap this one up. This game was a blast. I absolutely couldn't get enough of this game for everything that's I've already mentioned. The graphics, which I didn't actually say, the graphics in this game are so unique. It almost has this like Paper Mario style with, I don't know, just this kind of cutesy but also dark animation that it gripped me from the start to from where I'm at now in the game. So guys, if I'm gonna have to score Cult of the Lamb, I think they absolutely nailed it, and it's gonna get a 9 out of 10. I definitely recommend this game if you have not already checked it out, because I know most reviewers are praising this one, and I'm yet another one of those.